Hey everybody, it is the weekend. I'm back up here. I'm going to be working on the cabinets today, but before I do that, I've got somebody coming here to give me some help. I've got a little problem with the shower, and they're going to help me get it started the right way since they're a professional with that. And after that, I should be good to go. I went ahead and drilled a hole in the base on the back of this cabinet the other night before I left, and I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do now is flip it over, fit it in here, and pull the wires and the pipes through the hole underneath the cabinet so that I can get everything set up.
Yeah, and it helps to have, generations born here.
All right, I'm going to start gently.
Yeah, it might do that.
Let's see here.
So, big actually won't really hurt you here unless you think you're going to run into another loop of the hydronics.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about is because I know one of them comes out.
And I can tell you that you're also holding the thing not plumb because you're just going along with the pipe.
Gotcha.
So you probably want to be plumb.
Okay.
And more or less.
So, what are we doing today? Well, I am here with Gary McClay, who was kind enough to offer to come out and give me a hand with this. Gary is on the tractor website that I've used for a number of years. He's given me lots of good advice in the past. He has experience with this sort of thing, and the issue I've got is that I'm a terrible plumber, and I have a drain pipe for the shower that is 6 inches or 6 degrees out of plumb. I need it to be plumb so that I can put the drain flange on top of it and actually have this turned into a shower area without having to build the floor up 1.5 feet so that we step up like we're doing some kind of crazy workout. So he has the experience and the tools, and he's been helping me out. And I'm going to put in a couple of pictures to show what it looks like underneath before we put the cement in. It is obvious that this is crooked. There's a trap about 3 feet down, maybe 2 feet down, but it's down there. And I need to get about 3 inches drilled out around this thing. And the biggest scare that I've got is hitting one of my hydraulic heat pipes. Because if that happens, then I've got to remove a lot more concrete and do a full repair. I just don't want to put so much pressure on this thing that it breaks.
Well, usually when you're doing this sort of thing, the drain pipe does pretty well. I mean, obviously you don't want to go down and hit the thing with the drill bit, but the hammering and so on doesn't seem to bother it.
Okay.
So
I know that other pipe touches this one.
Yeah.
And it goes just like this.
Yep.
So I don't really want to come this direction until I have a better idea of how far down that metal grate is.
Right.
Because it's fastened to that metal grate.
Yep.
I know that I saw them reach in from the sides of the foundation and grab the grate and pull it up at a few spots.
Right.
But I just don't think it actually lifted it up very much.
Yep.
At least in this instance, I hope not.
Yeah, I suspect not myself.
So I'm going to go ahead and...
Because everything that's going on with the concrete has a tendency to push things down. So, granted, you can pull it up into it, but what did you say? 2 inches was the max they could pull it up. If they got it all the way up to where the fasteners held it, would it be 2 inches up?
Oh, if that pipe was at the top of where that little metal thing is, probably an inch.
Oh gosh.
It's probably just oh, you know, how far from the top?
Yeah.
It would depend on how far they have that metal grate up. I mean, if the grate's at the bottom,
Yep.
and the pipe were able to float upward, then the pipe would still be 3 inches down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why it's all dependent on that. So that's why I'm going to try another 1 or 2 more holes on this side.
Okay.
Go down a bit, and we'll see. I guess start taking some of this out and see if we can see that wire down there.
Okay.
I've known that I was going to have to do something like this for some time. But knowing that you have to do it and finally getting the courage to go ahead and do it are two different things. The value of having someone next to you who has a lifelong experience of doing this sort of thing cannot be overstated.
How much wider do I need to take this to make it
For the adapter,
Yeah.
you might be right there.
Once we felt we had started a hole that was wide enough for the adapter we had, we started to go a little bit deeper. You have to take your time with this, especially when you've got a PEX pipe inside the cement that you can't afford to rupture. Eventually we got down where we could see the lining underneath the cement. The concrete slab is about 4.5 to 5 inches deep.
Yeah.
This I got it into here.
I understand what you're saying. They would let at least the wire.
So the wire would be over here.
Yeah. Put it right against the pipe pretty much?
Yeah, so it would be on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's PEX right there. Right there.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sure is.
Eventually we exposed the PEX piping. We managed to get down that deep without doing anything to it, and now we had to take a big hunk of cement from above it to make sure that the adapter we had would fit well into the hole.
Yeah, I can get that adapter in there with no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you want us to go for.
That's probably the easiest thing, I think.
Well, I'm still curious about how much it's going to move.
I think the fact that this pipe is like,
Yeah, maybe
that's that much more below it.
Yeah, maybe that's the
So it's
problem.
levered in with all that granite and all that aggregate.
The hammer drill that Gary brought is much beefier and stronger than the one that I have. We used it to create a honeycomb of holes that are about 2.5 to 3 inches deep, and then interconnected them from inside the holes. Then I went to the smaller hammer drill of mine to try and chisel out as surgically as I could, while still being careful not to go so deep as to endanger the PEX. During that process, another member of that tractor website I was talking about showed up to help out, not just with this, but with some work that I had to do in the kitchen later on. I really felt like the cavalry had arrived. The vast majority of this house build has been just Jafana and I, and many times it's been just me, and I've been fine with that. But every once in a while, when you're out of your depth, having somebody show up and give a little bit of assistance goes a long, long way.
Go fast or slow?
Go fast.
Right here I'm using a special drill adapter that's designed to cut the pipe from the inside. This is a purpose-built tool designed especially for 2-inch PVC pipe.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's pretty cool.
And the cut was perfect.
If you want to stick this pipe in there and see if it looks plumb, you can do that too.
Okay.
And you're going to end up putting a little nipple on there, I guess.
The adapter I had found has the ability to go from everywhere from 0 to 25 degrees.
Yeah.
Might visualize it a little easier with that. That looks pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn close.
Yep. You want to make marks? I got a magic marker here.
I have said on more than one occasion that the prep work is the real work. It's where your success or failure is decided, and it takes an enormous amount of diligence sometimes. Gary probably could have done what I did in half the time, and he had a couple other tricks up his sleeve in case it looked like that variable angle elbow wasn't going to work. But he was kind enough to give me his time and help me gain the experience I need to tackle this job when it shows its ugly head again. And unfortunately, I know that it will. After all of that, getting the adapter cemented in was anticlimactic.
Certainly a lot better than it was. Alright. And that is barely above the floor. That's wonderful. With that flow bench, it'll only be up to about here.
Yeah, and you're going to be happy with that, so hey.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
We'll take it.
That is awesome.
We'll call it a win.
Yeah. That is a big difference.
That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be, actually.
Ask David.
I know you got the watch.
Ask David how easy it was. No, I wasn't.
It's a lot easier to have courage when there's someone standing behind you who knows how to do it.
Well, gotta learn sometime, right?
Yeah.
You know, when
I learned.
When I was building my house, there was lots of times I ran into things. I'm like, I wasn't sure the right way to do it. And it's like, you just got to make a decision and move on.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling Jafana, you can't ride two horses with one butt.
That's for sure.
That's the way it is.
Yep.
Along the way of building this house, I've relied upon information that I find on websites, in videos, and on the good advice from a number of people I've met online. That is one of the powers of the internet, its ability to connect people who otherwise would never have met. And more than any other reason, I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to share the things that I learned along the way, both good and bad, with others who might be facing some of the same trials that I'm going through. I'm not offering instruction. I'm just sharing what I did, and I hope that it helps, or entertains. I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you come back to the channel and see what we're working on next time.